privated my video about the Encanto Mirabelle doll because after reading all of your comments, I realized what an idiot I was and am, and how I thought I saw things so clearly, but I didn't. I saw things through my goggles of white European privilege. And I was reading all of the comments this morning when I woke up, and I was just like, wow, I really missed the mark. And I thought, well, so I was like replying to all the comments and saying, like, thank you for explaining it to me. Thank you for helping me to see it the way I'm supposed to, like, and then I was like, I don't want to leave all of this stuff that I said. Hi, sweet cheesecake. Everything's fine. I privated a video because my unconscious bias and racism was just on full display, which I have to admit that I'm ashamed about. So basically, for those of you who are like, wait, I'm confused, I made a video about the Encanto Mirabelle doll, and I posted it yesterday. And I went off in the video about how I wished that the Luisa doll had been the one who was considered beautiful and perfect, or the Luisa character, and that we had more Luisa dolls, and that I would, and that Isabelle could be the strong one. And it was only because what triggered me in there was, hey Stella, I actually marked that video private because there's just so much of misinformation in it, and I don't want people who watch me to, like, internalize what I said as being correct or truth, because it wasn't. Anyway, so I got triggered by the fact that in the movie they say, oh well, Isabelle's the perfect one, and so they made, and then in terms of making the dolls and stuff for the movie, the only way you can get a Luisa doll is if you buy one of the multi-packs. You can't get a Luisa doll on her own, just being awesome, right? But you can get an Isabelle doll, you can get Isabelle's bedroom, so they took the pretty one and gave her more stuff, figuring that kids would want to buy that. And that was a miscalculation, because kids actually, and people like all of us, love Luisa. I love Luisa. She's like maybe my favorite character in the movie. And so that's why I went off on this really weird way. And but I also realized that I have some biases that, like, or just some blank spots. Yeah, Dolores. We need a Dolores doll. Like, why isn't that? Why am I apologizing? I'm apologizing because I think it's important when you do something, or when you say things that are hurtful to people, even if you didn't mean them to be hurtful, that you realize that you hurt somebody and you apologize. That's why I'm saying I'm sorry, and that's why I'm making this video, because I can either spend every day going through the comments forever apologizing to every person for my stupidity, or I can make this video and then I can do another video about Mirabelle with a more informed perspective. Like the idea that, like, I'm like, oh wait, they were in Colombia? Like, that is so white of me. Like, I just saw the colors, figured they left. I knew they were refugees from a South American country and figured they ended up it ended up in Mexico. Like, I just kind of made that up. Wait, somebody said something to me. This isn't your right, that is privilege. Bringing that in doesn't do any but provide more misinformation about privilege. Okay. So it isn't my white European privilege. I don't know what it is. It's my stupidity. I just didn't want to label it just as stupidity. Like, I'm looking at this from my perspective, and my perspective is in a place of being a white middle-aged European woman in America. So, and by European, I mean I'm Italian American. So, I'm not putting blame on my race, my whole race. I guess I'm not trying to blame my whole race. And I'm not trying to wipe away why I said it by excusing it by saying, well, I'm white and I have privilege. I'm just saying, like, I'm aware that sometimes I see things unclearly because I see them from this perspective, and that there are so many people out there that are, different, and that, you know what? I probably shouldn't have been talking about a whole bunch of stuff that didn't have anything really to do with me. I did the thing where the white woman gets all on her high horse and upset about something about people of color. And I should just let the people of color comment about that stuff. And then maybe, I can talk about the doll and what the movie meant to me, because the movie did mean a lot to me. I just totally went in a weird direction while I was making that video, and said a lot of stuff that in retrospect is incredibly dumb. And so that's why I'm saying that I'm making this video. Now, I may or may not go back and make that video live again. I don't know. I don't want to hurt people. I never want to hurt people. And so I just want to say that for anybody who watched the video, if I hurt you, I am so sorry, because it certainly was never my intention. And I appreciate everyone who called me out and was brave enough to say, no, I don't think people were mean to me, honestly. I don't think anybody was mean. I think everybody was extremely respectful in the comments. And you all just said, look, I don't think you're seeing this right. I think you're kind of talking out. You're behind a little bit, and let me explain it to you. And I appreciate that, because I do understand that now. I understand a lot better now about stuff that I obviously did not understand when I made the video. And so that's why I'm apologizing. I'm apologizing. I want to apologize to all of the people who watched the video and were hurt or confused or misinformed because of something I said. And so this is my story. So I think we need more Louisa dolls. I still stand by that point. There needs to be more Louisa stuff. And I think I get now that people had to fight to get Louisa to look the way she does in the movie. The fact that the animators fought for her, I did not know that. And I see why it was important to make her look like that. And I love the way she looks. Like, I just went off into this like fantasy land where maybe someday a character looks like Louisa, and also she's considered to be perfect and beautiful. Because I feel like the focus was on, well, Isabelle is perfect and beautiful. But then I missed the point that Isabelle has the darkest skin of the whole family. A couple people pointed that out in the comments. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that must have meant so much to people. But it didn't even register with me because I'm white. So like I totally didn't even see how important that was. And you know what? So I need to not talk about stuff that I don't really know about. That's what I need to do. And just it's a great movie. See it. Absolutely see it. It's an amazing movie. I loved Encanto. I love my Mirabelle doll. I love I love the story behind the movie. And I love how much more I have learned. Right, like Isabella, to me, like I looked at Isabella and I just said, well, yeah, she's gorgeous. Yeah, oh yeah, Isabella's the perfect one, right? And it never registered to me that that she didn't have like Anglo features. Like she didn't have white features. Oh, we definitely need more Antonio. Um and it's funny because Isabella looks like my grandmother, except my grandmother had more like lighter olive skin. Um but so like the hooked nose, like there's a few people who are like, well, her nose, and I'm like, my grandmother had that nose. Like that's a family nose. So I don't know. To me, I just thought Isabella was, and of course they made her beautiful and perfect and all these things, but I missed all of the other important things that she was in terms of representation, because I'm not going to get that stuff, right? I'm never going to get that stuff. Well, no, I don't want to say I'm never going to get that stuff. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to do better. And we all need to talk about Bruno. I did do what I think is a reasonably good video on my other channel about what this whole family represents in terms of psychology. So I think I did that. But I think I missed the mark on this one. And I just want to say that I'm sorry about that. And if I hurt anybody or if I offended anybody, I'm really sorry. I think we need to, I think, you know, it's important when you screw up, and I tried to teach my own son this, like if you screw up and you hurt somebody, even if you didn't mean to do it, especially if you didn't mean to do it. If you did mean to do it, you're probably a jerk. But if you didn't mean to hurt somebody and you did, I don't think that the excuse, but I didn't mean anything by it. I don't think that that's an excuse. I think listening and saying, I think maybe, all right, let me see where I was wrong here. Okay. All right. And even if you don't see where you were wrong, although in this case I see all those comments and I'm like, oh crap, I was really wrong. But I think it's important to say I'm sorry and to mean it. Right? And it's called a mistake, but I think we need to own mistakes. I think we need to own our mistakes and then say, I'm going to try to do better. So that's what this is. This is me owning the mistake and the wrongness of a lot of the things I said in the video and saying that I'm sorry and I'm going to try to do better. And so that's the story. That's the story. So I think I'm going to make another video about Mirabelle, and maybe this time, like I said, I want to do better. How about this time I do a better job with the video? That would be the way to truly say, I'm really sorry I screwed up. But anyway, that's my story. I'm gonna go read some Glennon Doyle now, and then yeah, that's it. So anyway, thank you all so much for stopping by the live stream, and thank you for just being really honest and listening to me. My arm is starting to fall asleep from holding this, and I really appreciate you listening to me as I ramble and think through where I messed up here. And I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to do better, and I will do better. I'm gonna redo the video. So that's the plan. Love you guys, and I will talk to you later.